What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the Climb Together podcast. This is episode number 49. I am your host, Tony Scorp, here with my co host, Deception. Deception, say hi.
How's it going?
And we have a lot to talk about today. There was a lot of things that happened. There's some things that are going to happen. Things are looking good in the gaming world, and there's some drama and
October's
stuff.
gonna be a good month, I
It is
think.
gonna it is gonna be a good month in gaming. So this came out yesterday. Yesterday.
Yeah,
There's
yesterday.
going to be an XDefiant Public Test Session tomorrow, September 28th, from 3 p.m. EST to 9 p.m. EST.
6 hours of
6
XDefiant.
hours. Yeah, so it's gonna be this is gonna be like the closest version of to launch probably. This is probably their last test session before launch. And my hope is that at the end of it, like the next day or after 9 p.m., they're gonna announce like the launch date. That's my hope.
Hey, okay.
I might be getting a
So,
little overzealous, but
I didn't tell you about this yet because I wanted to say it on the podcast,
okay.
so you'd be surprised.
Okay.
So, initially, yesterday when that happened, because Mark said that it was a test of their public test system. Basically, like, what I gathered from it, the way he was talking about it, because he said that this was going to highlight stuff that was going to be in launch before we could play with it,
Mm-hmm.
like, officially. So, like, I'll give you a comparison so you'll understand.
Okay.
But, like, I've played quite a bit of Dead by Daylight, and they basically, a couple weeks before they launch new content, they always launch a public test build on PC so people can play with the new content and like before it actually gets released.
Mm-hmm.
So my theory with the whole thing is maybe that's what they're gonna do with XDefiant. Like maybe every time they drop a new map or every time they drop like new guns or are gonna bring new stuff for a new season, like maybe we get to play with it a couple weeks early for a couple
Ooh,
sessions.
maybe. So,
But
so they can
my
work
other
out the
theory that I
kinks.
was gonna have was maybe since this is going to be a 6 hour session and he said specifically he pluralized sessions. I i initially thought maybe they would do it every Thursday until the game launches.
Mm-hmm.
um but that idea is possibly being shot down by something way better, and that is the fact that somebody who went on Ubisoft Connect to preload the test session found a new page, and it says that the release date is October 1st.
That's Sunday. Bro, I work all day Sunday.
That's that I don't know if that's true. I don't know if that's a placeholder, but that page has never been seen before and that release date is new.
Oh. Ooh. I'm glad you waited to tell me that till now. October 1st?
That's what it says.
Ooh,
I
I'm
saw it. Somebody
oh,
screenshotted it and put it on Twitter.
that's such a bummer cuz I literally okay. So I had to take Wednesday nights off. Quick sidebar, right? I had to take Wednesday nights off because I have my school Valorant matches on Wednesday nights, right?
Yeah.
And so my boss, he was like, all right, well, you still got to get your because I need like 3 shifts a week to just like, pay my bills and stuff like that. And so he's just like, well, to still get your like 3 shifts a week, I'm going to have to like double you up on Sundays.
Yeah.
So I work 11 a.m. to 10 p.m. on Sundays now. Oh, dang.
Like I said, I don't know if
Oh,
that's true. I don't know if that's a placeholder or not. It would be a little weird for them to drop it on a Sunday,
that would be
but
weird.
that page has never been seen before, and
I feel like,
somebody went to preload it and clicked on it, and it said the release date was October 1st.
maybe it is a placeholder because I feel like they would give a little bit more notice. You know what I mean? Because like usually
Well,
when
I
these
don't know though, because what if they say it today or
oh
tomorrow?
they might.
Like, what if they say it like what if they announce it today since they announced the test session, or like what if after the test session they're like, oh yeah, it's coming out Sunday.
I think they're gonna announce it after the test session, like either the day or two after. but like I don't know, I feel like they should give more of a notice because like you see with like COD releases, people like take the day off to play COD. You know what I mean? Like I would assume, some people would want to do the same thing for XDefiant. I mean, even though it is a Sunday, but maybe that's why, because it's like Sunday, it's like a federal holiday, like it's like a holy day, so like not many people are
I don't
working,
know.
unless you work in a
I mean,
restaurant
a
like
Sunday
me.
drop wouldn't be the worst thing in the world, but it's just weird because
It's
I would say
unconventional.
most games drop on either Tuesday, Wednesday, or Friday.
Um, I don't know. It's very
Um,
unconventional.
Yeah, I would like most games drop on either a Tuesday, Wednesday, or a Friday.
Yeah,
If it
just so you
dropped
can
on a
like.
Sunday, it would be weird.
I think a
But
lot of them are like Thursdays too. Like I feel like Thursday's a good day because it's like right before the weekend. You know?
I wouldn't put it past them to drop it on Sunday though,
No.
because I am a firm believer that like as soon as they got the build ready for this game, they want to launch it.
Oh yeah.
So if they could launch it Sunday, I'm sure they want to.
Oh yeah. Um, I don't know. I'm excited. I can't wait to play. This will be my first time playing.
Oh yeah, you've never played
I've
it.
never played.
You
That's why I
didn't
want to
even
play.
play when the betas were
No, because I've
happening.
been I've been busy every single time, and when you guys were doing like the alpha testing, ooh, like it was like right after like my whole like situation and stuff. So like I was just trying to like survive and like adapt to like a new way of living my life. And like so I didn't have a lot of time to play video games and it was only like specific sessions and I always ended up working during those sessions. And then when the beta stuff came out, I think one of them I was in San Diego, so I couldn't play.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, one of them I was in San Diego, and the other one I was working. Never played it either. Only did it once, but was confused. It's okay. You
Yeah,
tried.
I got her in for like 2 hours and she was lost.
That's okay. Um, so I'm really excited to play tomorrow. I'm gonna try to bang out as much homework as I can tonight, so I can play tomorrow.
I'm gonna be on the second it goes live.
Uh,
I'm so
unfortunately,
ready.
I will not be, but because I have class until 3:15. But it's okay. Oh, I'm just so excited. I'm ready. We've got okay. I'm gonna say it because we've got a lot of things planned for denial as far as XDefiant goes. Hint, hint, wink, wink, nudge, nudge. And I've been ready for this game to come out because I'm really excited to be able to share with you
I need
guys.
this game. I need it so
Um,
bad.
mhm. I'm really excited to share with you guys what we've been working on because I know I haven't been like streaming or anything because I've been like busy with school and work and stuff, but I've been working on a lot of stuff is in relation to denial, just kind of like in the back,
Yeah,
like the
oh,
back behind the scenes stuff, and I can't wait for it all to like start like coming to fruition. You know what I mean? Because like right now, you know, I'm just
yeah,
gonna like say this, like one of the hardest parts about being like an owner or like a manager of like a company that's pretty small is like a lot of it at the beginning is just like a bunch of behind the scene works and like setting foundation going forward. And it is kind of demotivating sometimes when you're like putting in all this work and not really seeing anything like show from it except for just these like documents of just things and like plans and um all these different types of things and like all this work that
yeah.
has yet to be like launched. And so it's kind of demotivating sometimes. But I've been really working hard this like past like month or and a half or so to just kind of like set us up good for when the release of XDefiant comes out because our plan is to kind of really oh shit, I just like almost died. Our plan is really to just like piggyback off of the launch of XDefiant because it's a new game, so there really isn't any established like organizations that dominate or not dominate, or like have content in the realm. So um, I guess that's something we could talk about too today.
I
Since
just like the thing that's really difficult I think about denial is we're trying to We're trying to effectively set up for XDefiant when we don't even know when XDefiant's going to come
Yeah. So it's like we're kind of just trying to,
like,
yeah, we're kind of just trying to do as much as we can before we know anything, and then
yeah.
kind of
We're
just
trying to
like
be prepared
wait,
for the launch, but now
just
we're
like
just like, well,
waiting.
when's it launching?
Yeah. There's a lot of waiting, as far as like the X Fight goes. So I've been keeping myself busy with other things. I I've been I guess I can talk about this. This isn't really like a league. It's more of like a processes thing. It's kind of goes with the
I
climb
mean,
together.
you are an owner, so I
Yeah,
guess you
so it's
can
not really
leak whatever
leaking.
you
It's just
want.
like announcing. You know. Thank you for the hydration rocking clock. I'll take a sip. Um, what's up, man? Anyway, so I've been working on a website for denial.
Yep.
Because quick tip, if you are an organization and you're like starting an organization or in one, you don't have a website, it's very hard for people to give you a sense of credibility. You know what I mean? Like a website's a very nice sense of just gives you like some credibility. Like, oh yeah, they're serious. They're not just some, group of kids that play together. You know what I mean? So I've been working on that, and it's coming along. It's different. It's been a while since I've done a website. Last time I built a website was in my sophomore year of high school, maybe my junior year
Yeah.
of high school. So it's been like 4 years since I've built a website. And when I built a website that time, it was from scratch. This time I'm using a website builder, Wix.com. That's true. I want to make an author website. I really do suggest using like GoDaddy or Wix or like one of those like website builders because it makes the process a lot easier. All you have to come up with is like
Mm-hmm.
the pictures, the text, and they give you like templates and stuff. Um, but so I've been kind of working on that in the background, and I can't wait for the launch of it. It's gonna take like a couple months just because I'm working on so many different things at the same time right now.
I mean, you got a lot. You
I'm
got
working
a
on
lot to work
a
on.
lot of things right now because I do all the graphics, I do all the editing, I do all the Twitter posts. Like I'm like the 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 puppeteer of denial at this point in time. And I'm kind of just putting all my knowledge to use. It's awesome. Congrats. Thank you. Um, but so keep on the lookout. Like probably by the new year, like probably by 2024, like January, should be a launch of the website. So I'm really excited for that. I'm not gonna like, make an exact date of the launch because I kind of want to hype up around it a little bit. Mainly because I've been putting a lot of effort into it, but that is something that's in the works for denial. I'm very excited um, because I wanted to have it done before XDefiant was released, but I've come to realize that it's not as easy as I thought it was. And I have to also like, since I'm doing all the graphics for it, I have to like teach myself how to do graphic design. It's been a while. I'm a little rusty. I know I can just like put something there now and then like update it later when I come up with like a better scheme. But I really want it to be the best I can make it. You know what I mean? Like I really want it to like be what I want it to be. I know it's not gonna be perfect, and I know it's gonna improve over time and stuff like that. But I really um want like Denial's like my baby. You know what I mean?
That makes
It's my
sense.
little gaming child. So I really care about it, and I want it to
My little gaming child.
yeah. What's up, Cash? Um, so I really just I'm so passionate about it. I love it so much, and I'm just trying to give it everything I've got. Like I can kind of like, I'll kind of like this is the Climbing Together podcast, so it is about like climbing together. Um,
Yeah.
so I'll kind of share like a little bit of like what I've been working on. Not like gonna leak anything big. Um,
No leaks.
I already did talk about the website, so I feel like that was pretty much the extent. Um, so I've been working on a one thing that I think was kind of missing in a lot of the organizations that I was in before. because I've been in one, two, three. This is the fourth organization I've been
Ooh.
in my 5 years of gaming, and so there's some things that I like that have been missing that I'm like that is very important, and I feel like in keeping everyone on the same page, and it's just like I now have a onboarding protocol, I guess you could call it. It's just like whenever we bring someone into the organization, there's specific things that we tell them, make sure we're all on the same page. We go over like the requirements of them as part of denial and in their role, whether it's content creator, player, or like a manager or something. Um, yeah. Uh, and then like you just go over everything, like all the information that's needed, like birthday, join, like decide on a join date, get an announcement, like get clips and stuff for an announcement montage or announcement video, um,
Yep.
and like really just like, and I finished the script, so it's like done of like everything that needs to be gone over. Um, because that's kind of like something I wanted to do before we recruited anyone else.
Yeah.
Because it's something that I feel like I was missing because if you don't do it at the beginning, you miss it for like the rest of. It's hard to get that information after that point. So if you just get it out of the way, you have it. It's
Yeah.
there for good. You know what I mean? So that's something that I've been working on. And then like the website, and then right now I'm trying to make our Discord ready for the public. Um,
Yeah.
which has been interesting because it's been a while since I've renovated a Discord. It's been quite a while. So I've been just trying to figure that one out. And I've been working on a business plan. That isn't really my main focus, but it's just something I've been kind of working on the side because once we register, once denial grows a little bit more and we register it as like an actual business, um, we'll probably register it as like an LLC, which is a limited liability company. And
Yep.
it pretty much makes the business itself like a person. So if anything happens, like if like the company goes under or they get sued for whatever reason, I'm not saying that we're going to do anything that could get us sued we're not planning to go under, but this is just like, it's like it protects like my personal, like any of the owner's personal assets. Like it doesn't affect us in that sense, and the
Yeah.
company itself gets sued, not us individually. Um, and it uh, like acts as its like own separate entity. Um, so and it like makes it really difficult. I learned this this is like part of the reason why I'm going to college is so I can know this stuff. The thing about a limited liability company, and it is very hard to add or subtract owners. Like people that
Yeah.
are in the ownership realm or on the board or something. It is very hard to like add or subtract people. So like when you register the business, like you have to have like a set group of people, and like ideally those are the same people that are going to be there throughout the whole thing, and it is a very extensive process to add or remove someone. So I feel like in gaming, it brings up challenges, mainly because some people, they find other avenues, they just don't want to do it anymore, which is fine. That's why the out is there. It's just a little bit harder. um it makes it more makes people it like proves how invested people really are, in that sort of sense. And it's a very detailed document, and it'll be kind of like a, if you guys know what a business plan is, it's just like kind of like a game plan of like what the business is, what it plans to do, and what are like some of like the like pros, cons, opportunities that can come with it. It's mainly something you submit to like investors to get money, and it kind of just shows them like what you're gonna do with their money, pretty much. That's all it is. But money makes the world go round, so gotta have one of those. So when
True.
we're ready to kind of bring an investor in, if we want to do that, whether it's a like someone we know personally or something like that. I don't think we would bring in anyone that we didn't know personally. Just there's different ways that you can raise money for gaming, um, to like do stuff.
Let's
Some are
just buy
easy.
a stake of denial.
Yeah. Because right now it's split into threes. To my knowledge anyway. Currently, the ownership is split into
Yeah.
threes. So, we kind of can, as long as we hold, like the three of us hold majority ownership over anyone else, that's kind of like, that's good. Uh, because then the three of us have like the final say, and no one that is brought in to either invest or whatever, they don't have any like other, they can't really make many decisions, because that was one thing that went wrong with FaZe.
Yeah.
Is they brought in these people, they just like handed it over to them, and they're like, do what you need to do, and they screwed it up. So don't want to do that. Learn from the mistakes of others. It's kind of like the whole climb
If
together
you do
vibe.
hand it over to people like that, just make sure they know what they're doing.
Well, the thing is that's why I'm gonna, like, I am those people. I'm going to school and getting a
Yeah,
business
you
degree.
are the
Like,
person.
I'm gonna know what to do, so I don't need to hand it over to anyone because I'm the person that they hand it
Yeah.
over to. So that's cool. We've been really working, by we I mean me,
That's fair.
on like social media presence. This month was a lot of Twitter. So if you guys aren't following the denial Twitter, it's a official denial G. Go follow it.
Twitter.
Yeah, we're almost at I believe we're almost at 500. Is that the Valorant Pro? Mao, I'm not a Valorant Pro. My team lost last week, 0-2, and in both of the matches, we lost 13-1. So definitely not a pro, but yeah, big oof. Anyway,
Here, I'll do this.
yeah, we're at 458 followers on the denial Twitter. I pulled it up on my thing. So I'm trying to get to 500 here. Pretty cool. I'll work on it. Okay. All right. But yeah. So pretty cool on there. And then next month, October, I'm gonna start working on the YouTube, maybe the Twitch. Try to get that rolling, cause that's a very important thing. I'm gonna start. Actually, I'll probably. How many people are watching the podcast right now? Not many. Anyway. Yeah, cool. I'll say it. I'm working on this series. I don't know if you guys remember from, if you guys were around when I was in Raw Nation, we did this series that I came up with called Keeping It Raw. And that was kind of like my little child. Like, I did every episode. I edited every episode except for one, because it was Redbeard's and he wanted to edit his. And I want to do the same thing kind of with Denial, because like it was my idea, so I have creative rights to it. But I'm giving it a different name, which I'm going to keep under wraps because I really like the name. Deception, have I told you the name of it?
I don't even. Did you tell me last week?
I don't know. I don't know if I had a name last
I don't
week.
think you came up with it
I
yet.
don't think I had a name last week. I literally thought of it while I was like in bed. Like, I was in
Yeah, I don't
bed,
think you
like
had a name last
before
week.
bed. Like, I was just laying down, like going to bed, all cuddled up with Riz, and I was just like thinking about it, and I was like, oh my god, that's the name. That's it. Hold on, I'll send it to you on Twitter
Oh
DMs.
Lord.
Oh god, I'll send it to you. Okay, it's really good. I really like it. If you don't like it, fuck you. Um, and I feel like it fits the vibe of Denial. You know what I mean? And
Oh.
yeah,
Oh.
it's vibe, right?
That's pretty good.
Yeah, I know. I'm good, man. I'm good. So yeah, and the thing is with the keeping it raw, we kind of did like a vibe for everyone. Like, everyone kind of had their own kind of like graphic vibe for it. And I think I kind of want to do that again, but this time I'm gonna make it kind of like the same in a way. Like I'm gonna have it kind of be like the same vibe, but like certain things get changed per person. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Um, and put a little bit more of my editing skills to use.
the editing prowess.
Yeah, because I've gotten better at the editing over the years, and so that's gonna be cool. So keep an eye out for that too. The YouTube of the denial. I have to get all the like login stuff for it first, so that's on hold until I can get those things. But it is something that is coming. Is that series? Which has an amazing name. Like I'm like, woo! Thanks for the hydrate, Cash. Um, That's such a good name. Too good. And we're gonna do some like recruiting and stuff over the next few months. You know, the website. That's pretty much it. Like, the next month is pretty much just gonna be like social media growth, recruitment, and website and business plan, and the secret project
Mm.
that Deception and I are working on. So with XDefiant. So, um, yeah. So that's kind of like what denial's looking at like for the next like a couple months.
Until the end of the year,
Yeah,
probably.
yeah. I don't have I did it pretty much planned out to the end of the year what I want to do, as far as like every month. Um, so
Yep.
denial's going places. Um, and I'm really excited for it.
Denial.
Um, it's very I can't wait for you guys. I can't wait for these things to be done for you guys to see them because I'm working on them and I'm like, damn, they're so good. And it's like that name for that series, like, oh, just too good. And we just have like a really small like group of people right now, and I'm really looking to grow our family pretty greatly. I have some recruitment kind of goals, is like how many people I want to bring in every month, every year, and like which like whether they're a creator, player, podcaster, graphic, like everything. I have to like plan out like who I want to bring in, what their roles are, what their like what their responsibilities are, and what our responsibilities to them will be, and like that kind of stuff. Like kind of like anyone that wants to join denial and as a creator, I'm gonna say this because it's not done yet, but it's something I'm working on. I'm gonna go for a run with Mimi. Just had to stop by. Thanks, Mal, for stopping by. I appreciate you, man. We'll have to play some Val here this weekend.
Sloth might be on XDefiant tomorrow.
Oh, that's
Might
true.
play with him.
Maybe. Dun, dun, dun. Anyway, um, what was I saying? Dude, I don't remember. Oh yeah, I've been working on something, because a lot of different organizations, they can like pay their creators or pay their players and stuff like that. We're not in the spot to do that. Like I said, I'm working on the business plan so we can get an investor so we can pay people, you know.
Yep.
But obviously the players that we end up getting here when we get there will have their winnings and stuff like that.
We're
But
very much working like a 2013 to 2014 COD team.
yes, pretty much, except for creators. Damn, whenever I'll be down to play X Fine or Val. Oh, okay, okay, Mal. I'll have to hit you up tomorrow then. Anyway, I'm working on the Climb Together program. Instead of it's like instead of Climb Together podcast, it's the Climb Together program. Which is something that's I've been kind of working on, gathering all the information that I've gathered over the years and just kind of like putting it onto like this like one like document kind of thing where you just kind of like work through it. It's like a worksheet, and you just kind of like go down it, and it kind of helps you with bettering your content, growing, just being like a better creator overall. It's something I've been kind of working on. I've been going through my old notebooks. I've saved all my old notebooks from over the years, so I have a bunch of different like notes and stuff in there, things that I was doing, and like I know I don't have a lot of proof for it, but that's just because I took a lot of breaks. One of the main
Yeah.
things in growth is consistency. Whether it be you're consistently inconsistent or you're consistently kind of consistent, like you just got to be consistent, and I'm consistently inconsistent.
What if you're inconsistently consistent?
I don't know. I
Like,
don't know.
what if there's like periods where you're very consistent and then you're just not?
All right, bye, Mel. Thanks for stopping by, bro. Yeah, I don't know how to answer that one, but I plan on following this plan myself. I mean, I am going to make it, so I would like to like be able to prove to people that it works.
Yeah.
And it's going to be something that every creator in denial has free access to. Um, so it's like worked into the contractual agreement. That I'm also working on. That was a leak. My bad. Anyway,
Nice.
that was an actual leak. Anyway, um, leakage,
Denial is gonna have contracts confirmed.
leakage over here. Um, damn, I really said I can't leak shit because I would know it, and I just leak shit.
Get tactical rab on the phone.
Bro, I'm a mess. Anyway, um, so that's something that all creators will have access to in denial is that climb together program. I'm gonna work through it so I can like be like product proof that it works, but I'm also gonna hand it over to like Deception and um any other creator that like life after you. He's a creator in denial. He'll be able to have access to it, and um Breezy and Luther
Yep.
like, and it's just gonna be something that like you're in denial, you have access to it. The moment you leave denial, your access has been taken away. So it's one of those things that's just like, and I'll update it and like stuff as time goes on, but um so yeah, that's something that I wanted to kind of mention too. So if you're a creator looking to join an organization and you're kind of you're smaller, trying to like figure out your way, like that's what we can offer. We can't offer you money or numbers, but we can offer you that knowledge. We're working on the numbers part. We're working on it. We're at 500. We're at 4. I mean, it's still up on the screen, but we're almost at 500 followers on Twitter. And when I took over the Twitter, we were at like 140. That was like not even a year ago. So the growth has been insane. So thank you guys for that, by the way. You guys are following the denial Twitter. Appreciate you. That's also been like my little baby over the past couple months.
Your little baby.
Anyway, segueing off of that. Last of Us season 2 on HBO. It's been confirmed. So all of
I've
you
never watched that show.
Okay. This is for the Last of Us fans then. Which I am a Last of Us fan. Both the game, I don't know, but it's confirmed, Cash. Okay, it's confirmed that it's happening. They didn't really give a release date on like when, but it's in production or they're working on it. You know what I mean? So I'm very excited because Last of Us season 1 was so good. Oh, it was so good. I cried so much. I cried during the game too. I replayed the game over the summer, and it was good. It was a good time. Beautiful, if you would. So sorry, my professor just sent me an email with the review sheet. Oops. But that's in the works, and I'm very excited. I was thinking of becoming an actor. Cash, you should do it. What do you think, Deception? Cash should be an actor. You've played the RPs with him.
Yeah, the only thing is he can't just run around shooting people in the head. That's what he does.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Wow, he says, wow. Oh man. Um, Speaking of season twos, the season two, hosted by TST, happened this past weekend. Um, I didn't watch it, but we talked about it last week a little bit with like the Nade shot Crim Six thing. Or did we talk about it?
Hmm.
We talked about that on the podcast, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And how he's not going, and Ostrides replaced him because of the whole like drama with Crim Six. He just didn't seem
Yep.
it was like he just couldn't do it. Um, I kind of did some research on that whole situation, and like Nate shot. I don't even think he watched the podcast. He just kind of like everyone was just like, "Oh my god, did you watch the podcast? Did you watch the podcast? Did you watch the podcast?" And it's like streaming stuff. He was like, "What do you mean? Did I watch it? No." And then Crim Six put out a statement. He put out a statement, and like all this other stuff. So,
Yeah.
um, it's kind of like they kind of kept it very like they tried to keep it as like minuscule as possible because they didn't want a lot of drama, But it was
Yeah.
drama anyway. So, But anyway,
There was drama anyway.
the off season two happened. Hold on, let me pull up the stuff for it
They
because they
raised like
raised. Yeah,
$205,000.
yeah. What do you mean you can find a user? It's literally me. Fuck. I hate this. I hate this for me. Okay. Anyway, switch these bad boys around.
They raised like $205,000.
Yeah.
They had that 4v4, the Black Ops 2 event for 25K.
Mm-hmm.
They had a Guitar Hero event. They had a Smash event.
Yeah.
They did Beerio Kart.
Yeah.
Um,
I love Beerio Kart. I've played Beerio. I've hypothetically played Beerio Kart.
they
So
did
they
Scump
raised
played against Mango in an NFL game thing.
yeah, they raised $215,637.69.
Wow.
69
Oh, I'm
cents.
so glad they kept it at 69. Everybody was trying so hard to keep it at 69.
Oh, that's funny. Um
I watched that whole event and it was like somebody would like switch it to like $1 or like 37 cents or something, and somebody would donate like a super specific amount to get it back to 69.
they raised in this tournament that went over on the weekend. They raised for charity. They raised $215,637.69, and people were doing their best to keep it at 69 cents as like best as they possibly could.
Yep, that's what they were doing. They were trying their best. You're giving it everything
As
they
they
had to
should.
keep it at
Yeah.
69.
Oh, I'm so sad. We talk about that. Finish your podcast. Anyway, that was pretty. I don't know. That's the 69 cents thing got me. I think.
Well, it's like a TST thing, because like
Yeah.
there's a channel point reward in Hitch's channel for like 69,696,969 points.
That's funny, man. But yeah, so it was for men's health, like men's mental health, which I feel like is an important thing. It's not really talked about.
Yeah.
We're actually talking about it in one of my classes. I'm taking a women and gender studies class, and we kind of
Mm.
talk about like whether you believe in the patriarchy or not, it exists and it affects both. It affects everyone, and one of the things that it affects for men is their ability to express their mental health,
Yep.
and it's show yeah.
That
Anyway, I'm not gonna
I didn't
delve too
watch a
much into
lot of
that.
the other events at the off season, but the Black Ops 2 event was insane.
I saw some I didn't really watch it, but I saw some screenshots and stuff.
You got to go look at Optic's Twitter, because they not only put up some screenshots, but they also put up some really funny moments that you have to
The
watch.
Optic
But
update one, or
no, they go to the Optic Twitter.
okay.
But so Scump's team won, which honestly, like going into the event, I honestly thought Axe's team would win, but Scump's team just dominated. Like Scump was literally the best. Like he had by far the highest KD.
Mm-hmm.
He had a game where he went 42-12, and he had a 15 streak. Like Karma had a game where he went 49-21.
Mm, damn.
Shotzi, who's never played Black Ops 2 before, literally had a game. He had a series where, like, this is crazy. He had a series where in the first game, which was a hard point, which you would think would get the most kills, right? He had a series like where the first game he only got 17 kills in hardpoint. He went like 17-25 or something like that. I think it was the same game that Scump went 42-12. But the next game in a search and destroy, he had 17.
Dang.
he, he dropped the same number in search. He went like 17-4.
Dang.
Yeah, he was like Shotzi was kind of the weird one on that team because it's Scump, Karma, Pred, and Shotzi.
Mm-hmm.
Like Pred, Scump, and Karma were all going off at different times, but it was like Shotzi was like he was like not the greatest in respawn. Like you could tell he struggled a little bit, but in S&D he was like insane. He was like really good at
Well,
S&D
that's
for some
good.
reason.
Hopefully that translates, this year in COD, you know?
It was
But,
you'll find on Optics Twitter if you go to you probably have to go to the media to be able to see all the like to go far enough to see the videos.
well, I found
But
him. Like the...
Hell of a lot of trouble. The wings have been clipped. The
there's
bird
because
not very
there's
good in the air.
that, but like
Podcasters
there's
casting
funny
Smash.
ones like where they were sounding like they tried to sound like
Car's not
different
getting in.
sports commentators in the grand finals. It was so funny.
Yeah. I didn't realize there was codcasters. Like, the actual codcasters. For,
Well,
like,
they had the
LCQ.
codcasters do that. They had the codcasters try to cast Smash, and then they had the Smash casters try to cast COD.
Oh my. That's funny. It looks like it was a good event.
Oh, it was a great event. I love watching it. It was
But
fantastic.
so that was, that was that. It was a huge success. Congratulations to Hitch again. That man's is TST in and of itself. Like they're really doing some good things. You know what I mean? Like, it's which Hitch is really like. I mean, I think people forget that he like did Vision. Like the man's was he on
Oh, he
Adderall?
has to do it again.
Yes, but he has to do it again.
Yeah, one of the incentives for donations at 80K was for Hitch to do another episode of Vision. And obviously they blasted past 80K.
Oh yeah. Oh, I love that. I freaking miss Vision so much.
Yeah, there's a lot of cool incentives. Like one of them was like for BO2, they had to play Plaza for map 1 in grand finals.
Mm-hmm.
That was funny. There was I don't remember if it was active for the whole grand finals or just game 1, but I know they had one of the incentives they hit was to the hunter killer drone was active.
Okay.
It's pretty funny.
Oh man, I'm so excited for another Vision. I didn't know that that was a thing. Again, I
Yeah,
didn't
it
know
was
that was
for
gonna be a
80K.
thing. Oh, I miss it. It
And
was
they
so
hit
good.
it the first day too.
Oh man.
They raised like 125K the first day.
Holy crap. I don't know. I miss Vision. I used to watch them all the time. Like I used to like put on like the Vision playlist on Optic, YouTube and
Dude, I
just
should go back through and watch them all.
I think we should I think we should do like a little watch party in Discord.
Start with the first one back in Black Ops 3
Yeah.
when they just moved into the Scuff House.
Agreed. Just start from the first Vision and work our way.
I think there's what 5 seasons of Vision.
I think so too.
Maybe there's only 4. I don't remember. I think there's 5.
Let's look it up real quick. It's still on the. Is it still on the Optic YouTube?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what's crazy? Just because you just reminded me of like the fact that the Optic YouTube hasn't always been owned by Optic. I saw a video on my recommended of an old like remember like on MLG when they would do the esports report every week.
Yeah.
I saw an old MLG esports report video, but it's on because COD League bought out MLG. It's on the Call of Duty League channel. It's from
Oh
like
my.
2015.
Okay. So There is technically 6 seasons of Vision.
Oh,
The 6th season only has 8 episodes.
yeah, the last one I think was Crossroads 2, which is what led to the process.
Because there's season 1, which is 19 episodes. Season 2, which is 10. Season 3, which is 12. Season 4, which is 15. Season 5, which is
I
13.
remember season 4 started with them winning champs.
I think so. The thumbnail for the pop playlist is like
It's
Karma
7.
Scum
That's what
Crimin.
the episode was named.
It's formal.
The episode was named 7 because in total they had 7 rings after that. That team did.
So, and then season 6. Oh. So, I mean, I'm down for like a watch party of at least season 1 of
Vision
Vision.
watch party.
Yeah. Coming to a Discord near you.
I'd be down to do it today after I got food.
Oh, I gotta do homework. If I watch Vision, I'm not gonna be able to do homework.
You'll sit there and do homework for like 2 seconds and you'll get nostalgic because you'll see like all the
Yeah.
guys in the scuff house and you'll be like, oh, I gotta watch this.
Well, I might be able to. I usually watch like YouTube videos when I do homework. It doesn't work very well most of the time, but I feel like with Vision, I've already kind of seen them, so like, maybe, I don't know. I gotta study. No, Tone, you gotta study. You gotta study. You gotta test on Friday. You gotta study. If you want to play XDefiant tomorrow, you gotta do your homework tonight. Sorry, I have to parent myself.
Is this a leak?
What?
Oh no, it's not. Look at what I sent you. It's they got jerseys for the Optic Legacy match. They look sick.
Ooh,
I
they
saw
do look
Pred
sick.
post it.
Ooh.
Yo.
There's
Those are
also one
nice.
on the Optic Texas one from 17
Yeah,
months ago.
they're doing, because we didn't talk about that last week because I don't think they announced it until last week. But they're doing it's going to be on Cash App's Twitch account because it's sponsored by Cash App. But they're doing a legacy match. It was supposed to be on Black Ops 3. That's when they announced it. But to try to make it more even, because Dashi and Shotzi and them have been grinding BO3 because they've been doing throwback tournaments, they switched it to Ghosts.
Oh.
And it's gonna be the current Optic team, Pred, Shotzi, Dashi, and Kenny, versus the Optic Dynasty minus Formal, because Formal's grinding for Halo World Championships. But it's gonna be Scump, Krim, Karma, and Bose in place of Formal. And they're gonna do it on Ghosts. It's gonna be on Sunday actually.
Shit. Yeah, it's like 4 days or something like that from now.
It's gonna be fun, I think. I just hope that I hope that they did this right to where Activision doesn't intervene, because Activision and the CDL for some weird reason really don't like the full teams playing before the season starts.
Yeah.
But I think that's mainly for like tournaments. I think for a show match it'll be fine.
Gotcha. I don't know. We'll see. I can't wait to. I'll probably watch it at work, honestly.
It'll be really interesting because it's gonna be funny because I remember on the Optic podcast last week, Hitch was talking about how they thought about switching it to Ghost before they actually announced it. And because he was like, he said that like I said, like Dashi and Kenny and Shotzi had all been like grinding BO3. So he was like, maybe it's not fair. But Bose was on the podcast and he chimed in. He perked up when he heard Ghosts. He was like, oh, don't put it on Ghosts. He was like, if you want to have a good event, don't put it on Ghosts. I remember Bose was really good at Ghosts. He was probably one of the most underrated players on Ghosts. He was really, really good.
Yeah.
I mean, plus they'll have Krim and Karma and Scump, who also were all insane at Ghosts. Like, that's even what they said in the Dynasty podcast, was if there was one COD that they all four wish they could have teamed on, they said Ghosts.
Oh shit. Oh yeah, I remember
Because
that.
they were all insane
Oh yeah,
at Ghosts.
they were. So we got about a little bit left of the podcast. This is something I wanted to talk about last week, but we didn't get to it. And I might go in depth about it. I don't know, but I do want your opinion on this.
Okay.
It's kind of like a climb together topic. Right? It's
Yeah.
growing versus grinding. The good and the bad of them, and like how you need like a balance and stuff between the two, because you can't just grind, right? You can't just grind, and you can't just do stuff to grow. What's up, Kaz? What's up, man? So pretty much, what I define both of these, I'm just gonna define both of them, and then we can kind of like go into like a good balance between them. So like growing to me is like improving your content, right? Like better videos, better streams, just like getting your content better overall, like, you know, like better editing, better thumbnails, better titles, better descriptions, better tags on YouTube videos. And then there's grinding, which is just like pumping out as much content as you possibly can, right? Like just getting on, grinding the game for like hours. And this also like translates into playing too, because like when you grow as a player, like you get better. You increase like your game sense. Like I'll use Valorant as an example, because that's kind of the game that I'm trying to like get better at the moment. Like crosshair placement, pre-aiming. It also translates into COD as well, and XDefiant, all FPS really. Map rotations, call outs,
I would
stuff
say
like
if
that.
you're good at one FPS, you should be pretty good at all of them.
Yeah. It's like as long as you have like a good like game sense, like overall, like really
Game
translates.
sense translates really well through FPSs.
Yeah. So, and just like competitive games in general. But so like but if you just like grind a game with like no intent to get better, like you grind putting out content with like not really trying to get better, you're like, oh, I'll get better the more I do it. It's true, but you can only get so much better with just practice. Like you have to have like very like methodical practice, and I feel like there's a balance, because you can't really do one or the other. You kind of need to do both, because if you just focus on growth, and you don't like put in the hours, you know what I mean? Like you every time you like practice, every time you play or every time you create content, you focus on growth and getting better. You're not going to put out as much content, right? Maybe say as you want. But if you like are grinding and you're putting out like videos every single day, or like multiple times a day, or you're streaming for like 8 hours a day, just kind of like mindlessly, like that's also not good. You know what I mean? Because you're just kind of like doing the same thing every single day. That's pretty much what the grind is. It's just like going through the day, doing what you need to do and getting it done. And that's not really how you grow as a content creator. You kind of have to have this like level of both. You can't just continually, I saw this one thing is like, you kind of have to put in as much work outside of content creation or like the game as you put into it. Like you can't just like record a bunch of videos, edit them, put them out. You can record one video, edit it, put it out, review it, see what you did good, see what you did bad, then improve on it on the next video, or like improve on a couple of them in the next video. Like that is like growth. That's growth while grinding. You know what I mean? And I feel like part of the like content creation grind has been kind of like lost, because people are just like, oh, I just gotta grind. No, you also have to like make yourself better, because you can't just like, it's not just gonna happen simultaneously. You have to like actively make yourself better. Does that make any sense?
Yeah, that makes sense.
Because I was just kind of thinking about it the other day, because like all these people say like, oh, you know, on the grind, but like their streams kind of like are the same, or the followings are kind of the same, like they haven't really grown. Like that was like, that's what I did for a while, was like I just kind of like played. I didn't really like do anything. And then when I started like when I did like the 30-day stream challenge with like the 12, the 24, and the 48, like that was like growth, because I was like doing, you know, I was doing something different, you know, I was trying to like explore different ideas and stuff like that. Yeah. And then like just like my content overall was getting better. And then after that, you know, like I did like the Granny Tonage stream, the cosplay streams. You know, when I played the game, I you know, I watched like when I wasn't streaming, I was watching like tip videos on YouTube on how to get better at COD. Like I'm doing the same thing right now with like Valorant. It's like how to get better, like what are some of the mechanics and stuff that you need to like get better at, and like, and then while I would stream, I would actively try to practice those things too, so I'd get better at gaming, which is like in part help my stream, because
Yeah.
sometimes, like, you know, there's like multiple different types of creators. There's ones that people that come for your content, like who you are as a person. There's people that come for your gameplay, and then there's people that come for both. Like they come for your like they come for your content, but your like gameplay is like a bonus. So it's one of those things that I just like was kind of thinking about the other day. And I don't know, I just want to kind of kind of get your thoughts on that, Deception.
I don't know. I feel like it's sort of different between content and competitive, because I feel like you can grind content and grow, but I feel like the most most of the time that people who grind content and grow are like if they go heavy when like a game launches or something like that. But then they gotta focus on growing after that, because if they just keep grinding, then they're gonna lose it. But when it comes to competitive, it's like if you grind the game, generally you'll be better. But there also, even in that sense, comes a point where you have to like actively try to get better. Like I would say, like if you're, especially if we're looking at like actual like what end up becoming XDefiant Pro teams if the competitive scene blows up. Like I'm sure like teams that win the first like couple big tournaments probably won't be winning the last couple big tournaments of the season. Like
Well,
the grinders will come out and do really well in the first couple,
yeah,
but then like the actual really good players will be winning the rest of them.
I think I agree with that, and I think I don't know. I feel like it's
It
like,
seems like that happens all the time with like new CODs. Like when it comes to like challengers and
mm-hmm,
like stuff like that, like the grinders are the ones that come out on top. They're like
mm-hmm,
they seem like the best players, but then like eventually the cream rises to the top.
yeah.
Like eventually all these players who have always been really good in challengers just they're right back up there.
Yeah. And I think it's like at the beginning, like when you first start out with something, right? Whether it's a game, like we'll take XDefiant as an example. Like when you first started with XDefiant, you're gonna have to grind the game. You're just gonna have to
Hmm.
play, because that's just how you're gonna learn. You're gonna have to like grind the different
Yeah,
guns, grind
literally
the
like
maps,
the
grind the
way that I'm gonna
modes.
play X Defiant is I'm just gonna play as much as possible and like learn the basics first.
Mm-hmm.
Like I'm gonna have to learn like, okay, what are the spawns like? Like even though I already know this for the most part, I'm not a very good example because I've played it so much. But you're just gonna have to learn like the basics. Like what are the spawns like? What are the best guns? Like I need to test all these attachments. Like I need to look at like the layouts of the maps, stuff like that. But like after the first couple of weeks of that, then you can focus on actually getting better, like
Mm-hmm.
learning, like taking routes and learning strats and stuff like that.
Yeah. And I feel like it kind of also applies to like content creation, in the sense of like you can't grow if you don't have some like basis to start out from, you know?
Yeah.
Like, you're gonna play the games, you're gonna or like make the videos, and you're gonna put them out, right? And you're gonna continue to put them out. You're gonna be like, okay, this is my set upload schedule. I'm gonna stick to it to the best of my ability. And then as it starts to become like easier to put those videos out, like as it becomes more like it doesn't take as long, whether because you're becoming more familiar with the editing platform that you're using, or you spent that time like brainstorming ideas, so you just have the ideas. You've seen what works, what doesn't. Then that's when you can go into like the growth aspect of it, and like review those videos, figure out like what parts do people like, what parts do people don't like, what parts what parts that I did not like, what are some editing techniques that I could use
Yeah.
in this specific spot to make the video better. And it's like you can't do that if you don't like start. And I feel like if some people, they need, in order to start, they need to grind. but I feel like they get caught in that grind mentality, and then they like plateau. Because you can go far just grinding, right? Like Deception said, like the like early on in like certain games, the grinders are the people that come out on top first, right? But it's everybody's grinding, right? Everyone's trying to learn the new game, or trying to, just like play. But after, it's the people that grow after they grind and continue that, like, it's like kind of like a graph, like you keep going up, and then you hit a plateau because there's only like so much you can learn by just playing or by just doing. And then the people that continually go up and don't plateau like that, like a consistent plateau. I mean, there's always going to be plateaus in your like career, whether it's in like whether you're a player or a creator, there's always going to be a plateau. But it's how long that plateau exists. Because like if you continually like your first initial growth on like your career will be from grinding, right? And then your second, and then you'll hit like a plateau, and you will either stay at that plateau or you'll choose to go the growth route, and you'll continue that increase of like either skill or creation level. And it's kind of it's hard to find when that is, but once you realize that you're like after you finish it, like you're grinding, and you're like, oh shit, like I'm not getting better, or like my content's like kind of hit the plateau, like I'm not getting viewers, I'm not getting followers, I'm just kind of like stagnant, or like my videos are kind of like meh, they're doing okay, but they're not like growing like they were before. That's when you go and like, oh okay, now it's time for me to like grow and get better, because like that natural like skill arc is over. So now you have to like actually methodically like go through and be like, okay, like let me go to this video that I posted last week that did really good, and then let me go to this video that did really bad, compare the two, kind of like see what I need to do better. Do I want to continue this series that I've been doing on YouTube, or do I want to like exit and then like do something different, or do I want to like review it and be like, okay, what can I do better? Like, are my streams at a good time? Am I like when I'm streaming, am I just not saying anything, or am I actually like being entertaining? Or like you kind of have to like, or like if you're like one of the streamers that are more gameplay, like is my gameplay good, like is my gameplay better? And then if that's like something you want to work on, you'd be like, okay, like I want to make my gameplay better, okay, let's go to YouTube, because there's so many YouTube videos on how to improve in games. It's like one of the first things that come out with a new game is like tips on how to get better at the game. There's tips on how to get better at Warzone, at like Valorant, at Minecraft, at like literally any like FPS game or any game in general, like how to get better at like Bloodborne or like Dark Souls. Like all those videos exist. You kind of have to take that time and do the research to catapult yourself forward further. That's one thing that I've done a lot, is like I've done a lot of the research and I just haven't like applied it yet. That is mainly because of like the restrictions on my life, with like school and work. Like this podcast, like we're continually getting better with it. We have changed like graphics multiple times. We have sorry, I lost my train of thought. We've like changed platforms. We went to Kick, and then now we're back on Twitch. We like tried something new, it didn't work out so well, so we went back. We like I've been like kind of writing down everything throughout the week to remember to talk about it. Like the Climb Together podcast, like this one up this week, it's like Climb Together podcast episode 49, intro, growing versus grinding. This is what we're talking about right now. The Last of Us season 2, OffSeason2 hosted by TST, hopes and dreams rest of the year, that was a whole denial thing, and then XDefiant Public Test event tomorrow. And then I put some notes down at the bottom, things that I want to cover about like those certain things. And I even started next week's podcast which will be Climb Together Podcast episode 50, with the intro, and then XDefiant Public Test Session thoughts, and then like room to like for when I play tomorrow.
That just made me think about that. You're finally gonna be able to share
I
actual
know.
thoughts on
I
XDefiant.
know. I'm excited.
You're gonna be able to either be like, I don't really like it that much, or holy moly, I say wait, it was worth the hype.
Because I feel like, yeah, I know that's gonna be exciting. But and I feel like since we've done. Sorry, we're making plans for lunch. But so like with this podcast, like ever since I've been doing this, like we've been having a little bit more of like a structured thing, and we don't have as much like time of like, oh, what to talk about next. You know what I mean? We come in, we're like, okay, this is what we're going to talk about, and then we end up talking about a couple other things if we need to. But before, when we first started, we kind of just like swung into it. You know what I mean? Like we just like whatever, we'll talk about what we talk about, and it worked for a little bit because like, you know, we just started the podcast, we hadn't had these episodes where we talked about certain things, so we could literally talk about anything under the sun. We had like our DMs where we would send each other tweets and stuff like that, but I
I
feel
remember
like
the first few episodes we did that because the initial thing about the podcast is we were gonna be really like centered around the CDL mostly. And when we started the podcast, the CDL wasn't it hadn't started yet.
yeah, so like we were kind of just like freeballing it, and then like it worked for a while because we could talk about other Climb Together aspects, you know, which is the other aspect of the podcast, and so we were able to do that, and then which was good, and
Yeah.
then we were just like, oh, what do we talk about now? Like there would be some weeks where there really wasn't much to talk about as far as like the CDL goes, and we're like, oh, we didn't like prepare to do anything.
Yeah.
So there's that aspect of it too. And I feel like now that we've been doing this again, I feel like that we really don't have a lot of like lulls and be like, oh, what do we talk about next? You know, our conversations really take up like the full hour, and then we're just like, okay, we're good. Okay, bye guys, see you next week.
Gotta
So
come prepared.
there's just like an example of how we've been doing it with the podcast. So yeah, but I feel like that's about as much as I can do today. I gotta get something to eat and do some homework. But thank you guys so much for tuning into this episode of the podcast. It was really, really good one. It was like an hour and 7 minutes this week, which was pretty epic. Next week we're probably gonna delve a lot into the XDefiant Public Test Session, so make sure you guys stay tuned for that. It'll be pretty much the same time next week, noon. To push it back today because I had to do some things after class. But yeah, so we'll see you guys in the XDefiant lobbies tomorrow if you're playing. If not, I'll be streaming. So come by. And I'm pretty sure Deception will be streaming too. So go check out.
Oh, I'm gonna play the whole 6 hours.
Yeah. So alrighty, we will see you guys next time. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure to like, subscribe, follow. Share the podcast with other people. We want to, continue to grow. We want to share this information. This is why we created this podcast. We don't want to like gatekeep anything. Oh, sorry. Yeah. So I've been your host, Tonage, with my co-host Deception. Deception, say bye.
Bye.
We'll see you guys next time. Peace.